My name is Lainey Wimberly. I'm here from Brigadoon Show Stables, and I wanted to go over a few points about horsemanship with the kids that ride with me in my barn. We do this as continuing education on a regular basis, but I thought I might put it out there into Facebook land because the kids in the stable are doing the USEF and USHJA horsemanship quiz. So I thought it might be useful for others as well. So Ty and Maddie Taylor are here with me today, as well as Kate Abadjan, and we're going to go over a few points of the horse. So we're going to see what you can answer, okay? We'll start at his head. So who can tell me where the forelock is?
There.
It's the hair between his ears. And what is the very top of his head?
The atlas.
The atlas, or what else do we refer to?
pole.
The pole, right, the pole. So if we were to look at the horse's jaw structure and look at his teeth, we see teeth where?
In
In the front. And what are those teeth used for?
Pulling up the grass.
For biting and ripping things off, such as grass, or maybe taking some hay out of a hay net. And right in the center, he doesn't have any teeth, does he? And what goes there?
The bit.
The bit, exactly. So the molars are back here, right? And what are we using the molars for?
To grind.
To grind the food before he swallows it. Correct. Okay, so that's good. So we have this, his cheek, his eyes. Hey, does anybody know what we call these? Where the hair swirls around?
No.
It's a whorl, W-H-O-R-L, whorl. Now, you want a horse that has a whorl that's higher than the level, the eye line. That's an old wives' tale. Okay, so can anybody tell me where the horse's spine travels through his neck? Right. It doesn't go straight across the top, does it? No, and that's what you originally thought before we went over our classes. It comes down a bit and then swoops back up towards what? What is that part called?
The withers.
The withers, exactly. So this is, the top part is muscle, where his mane ties in. So if we move from the neck, what is this area here called?
That is the shoulder.
Correct, that's his shoulder, right? So we've got the point of his shoulder muscle, the scapula. What about this point at the top of his leg where you can feel the bone?
The elbow.
That's his elbow, right. Why don't you guys turn a little and you look at the camera. So if we travel down the leg, what do we have right here? No, right here?
Knee.
Correct, Maddie. That's the horse's knee, and it gives us quite a lot of flexion, just like your own knee does. Isn't that right? Okay, so what do we call this area, this joint here that has flexibility? See how it flexes and straightens? What is that called?
The ankle.
The ankle? Correct. Or there's another name for it, starts with an F.
Something.
The fetlock. The fetlock. And the bone that connects the knee and the fetlock that's right on the front of the leg, which doesn't have much on it except for skin and a little supportive tissue. What is that bone called? The cannon bone. Really good. That was excellent. That's good. And then the area below the fetlock, right through here, what do we refer to that area as? So to the P. It's the pastern. The pastern, exactly. And then where the hoof line, the hoof and the hairline connect, what do we call that little bit of a softer spot there that wraps around? Close. Coronet band. And if you were to point on your body, what would be the closest thing to a coronet band? Your cuticle, exactly. And it gets sore there sometimes if you rip the skin. Same thing on the horse. And then this, the hoof, and the outside part
It's the hoof wall.
correct, the hoof wall. And if we look inside, what do we have?
The frog.
This, what is the frog? It makes the V, yeah, that's a frog. These are clefts on the side, and you really want to clean out each side and the center part. Then this part here,
Sole.
the sole, exactly. And the sole can be tender if they step on a rock or something of that nature,
Just
right?
like us.
And the nails go where?
In the nail.
They go into the hoof wall,
Before.
right? You can't drive a nail straight in because there's blood under there, and there are joints and there's supportive tissue, soft tissue, and ligaments. So the blacksmith has to be very good at his job. And there's a line between where it's too sensitive and where it's the hoof wall, and that's called the white line. And he has to make sure those nails don't go through the white line, okay? All right, so if we're moving further back, we know that these are the withers. We follow his top line. So the top of the horse is called the top line. What do we have right here? Can you feel that? There's a bone there, right? So this is, we refer to it as the croup, or the joint that's in below this bone is called it's like right on the back of your
Something bone is
back,
born.
sacroiliac.
Sacroiliac.
And we refer to it as the SI joint, okay?
Okay.
So if we come down to the side, what is right here? Can you feel that?
Yeah. That's the
That's his hip bone, yeah. So the pelvis is all in here, okay? We come down the back. This is the point of his butt. We have his hamstrings here, don't we?
Yes.
Feel them. You feel how that muscle is a very strong muscle, right? And you want to keep it a little bit limber. This is good. You can feel the strength of the muscle, but it's got flexibility. That's good. A horse with a tight hamstring is going to be very tight behind. Okay, so why don't you come in front of me? I'll demonstrate here. This area here, do you know what this is called?
the knee.
No?
No.
He doesn't really, we don't refer to it as a knee, but you're close because this joint is exactly like your knee joint. But we call it the stifle.
The type.
So if I can get him to pick it, see how much it bends? Do you see the flexion? Okay, so that is called the stifle. And it has, just like your knee, has a kneecap, he has a kneecap. He has a patella. He has patellar tendons. There's a lot of ligaments in here. So this is a part of the horse that when training, we work to strengthen that area with our cavaletti work. Do you know what this part of the leg is called? The gaskin. It's the gaskin, which is probably a new term, right? How about this and this whole area here? He thinks I want to clean his feet up. Do you know what that area, that joint is called?
That'd be called the, I do,
Starts with an H.
the hock.
That's the hock, exactly. And the hock has several joints in it. So there's these tarsals. The bones in the hock are called the tarsals. There's 3 rows of tarsals with joints in between. That's the hock. We move down. What is this bone? We already
Cannon.
All right, cannon bone,
Fetlock.
the fetlock,
The,
pastern.
pasture.
So that's all the same. So the front legs have an act, we call it a knee, and the hind leg has a stifle. These two are similar. Patella, kneecap, patella tendons. Then this is different, and then this is the ankle or fetlock. So those are your main points on the horse. What would we call this area?
Belly.
The barrel.
Barrel.
Barrel, that's the barrel, okay? Flank, barrel. Okay, so that's a good starting point for today's lesson. We'll quiz you tomorrow. Thanks for joining, everybody. We'll be back with another session soon.